done an automatic transfer switch?
No, just working around one.
Yeah.
Testing.
You done one? Mm-hmm. So you got an automatic transfer switch. What does it do? It's got a load, right? And then it's got, oh, it shouldn't be that. Hold on, what do that? And then it's got normal power, and this is where it usually lives, right here, right?
Generator.
Then, on this side over here, it's got emergency power, right? And this is usually a generator, right? So, my question is, I've got an ATS, it's a 3-phase, 4-wire system, and it's got 3 poles. It's called a 3-pole ATS. And I have another ATS. Oh. And it's a 4-pole ATS. This always makes me nervous. What is the difference electrically that I have to worry about with a 3-pole ATS or a 4-pole ATS? Why is it different, and why am I worried about it when it comes to grounding? So a 4-pole ATS is going to break this neutral. So it is going to break the neutral, and it's going to take an entirely different neutral from the generator and put it on the load. When this one, it brings the neutral coming in from the normal up to the ground, and then when it goes out to the load, it uses that same neutral, and when the generator comes in, it lands on this neutral, and it's all bonded together, right? So we can assume that this neutral going back to the MSB in the building has got this neutral bonded to the GEC because this is never broken. You see how this is never broken here?
Yeah.
So I say I don't have to build a ground or build a neutral on this because it's stayed established, right? But when they add this 4th pole, now I have to create a whole new GEC for this generator and this neutral because we're opening that switch. It's no longer going to be tied to the normal anymore. It's got a new source or separately derived system.
Why do they do that?
They do it sometimes. I don't know why they do it. They do it. I've had 3 poles and 4 poles, but the 4th pole is breaking the neutral. And when you break that neutral, and you don't know what the hell you're doing. Now, when you're on emergency power, you're getting this shit, right? You're getting this thing. Because you've opened this neutral and you've given them this neutral here, but if you haven't created your grounding electroconductor system and have your 0 reference here, you're in trouble.
Will you have to create the whole system, or can you tie it to the same one, MSB, feeding to that transformer? I mean, to that.
Usually what I try to do for a generator, since it's kind of a standalone system, is I have a generator that's going to be out here and it's in a big house, right? You've got the fan and the big motor here, and then you've got the actual generator, which is the windings in here, and it's got a breaker, and it's, you know what I mean, it's all here. It's kind of its own little system. So what I try to do on these is I always try to, they usually ask you, You gotta put a ground ring in. You gotta tie that all together. And then you gotta bring that up into here, and then you've gotta take that out to your ATS switch, and you've gotta make sure that you keep this GEC separate than your grounding, equipment grounding conductor, right? This has gotta be separate than what else you're gonna do to be for your equipment grounding conductor. I'm just saying, be aware, ladies and gentlemen, when this fourth pole shows up, you better start thinking about how you're gonna build that neutral. Hopefully the engineer's already done it for you. But as long as you have an understanding of what it's doing, go ahead.
I may be mistaken, but when we were doing the generator outside, it was on its own pad. And before they poured through the rebar, we had to get a U for ground, and we had to weave it all into the rebar, and then the contacts, we would have to CAD weld, like your T's and everything.
Yeah, that was what this is. This is all CAD welded all the way and
Going
taps
to a
on.
ground weld, and then drive a
Yeah.
ground out there.
And that's true. You do that either way. You do that whether you're breaking that neutral or you're not breaking that neutral. For a generator, you're gonna install it, right? It's the same thing, separately derived system. It's gonna do all that. What I'm saying is you wanna make sure that that neutral is bonded when you go to put it in that 4-pole ATS switch. That's the only thing I wanted to bring up. That was the one thing that last thing I want to talk about. And I'm out of board, so you guys are good.
Frank, is that the reason why you can't weld some of those things together like that, because of low impedance?
Yep, and then of course it's there forever. It makes it one, right? And it's a great conductor.
I'm gonna go see